Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm gonna do another classic rock reaction. This song is called Dazed and Confused. It's by English rock band Led Zeppelin. Let's get it. I love the bass intro already.
Been dazed and confused for so long, it's not true. Wanted a woman, never bargained for you. Lots of people talking, few of them know. Soul of a woman was created below.
Dazed and Confused.
You hurt and abused, telling all of your lies. Run, sweet baby, Lord, how they hypnotize. Sweet little baby, I don't know where you've been. Gonna love you, baby.
That guitar is haunting, eh? Oh man. All of them dropping at the same time. Is he playing the harmonica as well?
Every day I work so hard, bringing home my heart and pain. Try to love you, baby, but you push me away. Don't know where you're going, only know just where you've been. Sweet little
Listen to that haunting riff.
baby, you again.
Yo, man. I love that back and forth thing that he does with the guitar. The vocals and the guitar duel. And then the bass line just carrying everything. It's got a little bit of a haunting kind of almost spooky nature to it. I like that. Is that the guitar he's scratching like that? Must be a synthesizer. Hold up, man. Oh, man. First impressions. Sorry for the pause, man. First impressions. Yo. This song has a incredible, I don't know, I'll say haunting appeal to it. It really gets your attention, doesn't it? It really gives you vibes and stuff already. I love the signature of what I've now come to know as Led Zeppelin. They've got that wonderful thunderous thing going on with the bass line between the bass and the drums. That dual thing going on between the harmony or the vocals and the lead guitar. I love that, man. haven't heard that anywhere outside of blues. And I don't know what sound they're creating here, but it's like he's scratching the guitar or something. It's like he's maybe it's a synthesizer that they're mixing. I'm not sure, but I like that kind of scratching sound that they're making. It really enhances everything, and it's not even a fast song. It's just a very it's well toned, just like a lot of blues songs are. It's well toned. And speaking of blues songs, this is ringing a little bit of a familiar bell to me, this song. I don't know if this is a remake of a classic song, but it's ringing a familiar bell to me. It's either I've heard this song before, or I might have heard a different cover of it, or maybe an original of it. But in any case, man, first impressions, I am just lit already. I love the musicianship. I love what they're individually doing. But what's really standing out to me so far is just that duel between the lead singer and the guitar player. Incredible. Let's keep going. Okay, it does speed up. Thunderous. Listen to him sing with the guitar, man. Yo. This is powerful. Oh man, and it's still going. See the bass line. The way he's pounding those drums. Listen to that. This drummer, man. And then it slows down again. Love that. Bringing it all back. I've heard this song before. Oh man. Man. Masterful. Masterful. Holy mackerel, man. Yo. Yo, man. Can't. I don't know what to say. That is one of the best rock and roll songs I've ever heard. Holy cow, it had everything in it that you could possibly ever want from a rock and roll song. It's not exactly metal. It's just a couple of notches away from that. It's hard, it's powerful, it's thunderous. It's got all variety of everything in it, man. It's got some acoustic, it's got some melody. It's got that wonderful duel, I'm gonna call it a duel, between the guitar and Robert Plant's vocals. Love that relationship. And then that bass line, the combination of the bass and the drums. Oh man, where bass lines are concerned, I challenge you guys to find me, or bass line, rhythm section, that's what it's called. I challenge you guys to find me a rhythm section in rock and roll better than the combination of John Paul Jones and John Bonham. I challenge you, because without that bass line, nothing really comes about, without that bass line. These guys are the foundational of everything. This was an incredible song. It was a rendition of something taking me back. This song is definitely a remake of an original. And you know why I say this? Because I have a memory of it. I have a childhood memory of this song. And let me tell you about it. When I was, I'm thinking it was 10 or 11, this song was playing, and I'm probably going back to one of my dad's 8 tracks or something like that. And what I remember about this song, I remember the words Dazed and Confused. But what I really remember, and the memory is still here after all these years, is in the lines. It wasn't in this song, but in the song that I heard, there is a line that says, "You make me act like a mouse because you act like a cat." And my little 10-year-old mind was saying, damn, this girl is really scaring this guy, And that's the memory I have of this song now. Those words about the mouse and the cat weren't in this. So now it's telling me now it's maybe an original, or maybe just a different cover. I got to get to the background of the song. But it was older, and it was either coming from one of my dad's 8 tracks or something, or maybe one of his friends. My dad had friends over all the time, and they'd bring their music, something way back then. So man, overall, this, like I said, is a 5 out of 5 in my mind. A masterful production. One of the best songs. And I shouldn't be so blown away as I am, because I was well warned by a lot of you that, especially after my You Shook Me reaction, wait till you hear what comes after that. And a lot of you said too that I should have continued to play this song right after You Shook Me, because they seem to kind of like tie in together. And I'm well aware ahead of time, like once I get to Led Zeppelin's second album, the song is called Heartbreaker. I can't remember what the second follow-up song is behind it, but they're tied together. And my friend Paul said, don't you even think of, when you get to the Heartbreaker reaction, just stopping there. You make sure you tie in the second song behind it. I can't remember for the life of me what the second song is called now, but they're tied together. So I guess And excuse my ignorance, I guess I should have tied both songs in together. Um, you Shook Me, and then this one, Dazed and Confused. But apologies again, it's just me not knowing better. So, anyway, man, about this song, I want to get some information. I want to just bring up my Wikipedia link here that I have set for myself. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so just a super quick recap of Led Zeppelin. You guys, if you've seen my reactions before, you've probably seen me describe the band. So I'm just going to do a quick little recap of the band, and then I really want to actually get into the song. So there we go. So Led Zeppelin. Led Zeppelin were an English rock band formed in London in 1968. The group consisted of guitarist Jimmy Page, singer Robert Plant, bassist and keyboardist John Paul Jones, and drummer John Bonham. The song's heavy guitar-driven sound has led them to be cited as one of the progenitors of heavy metal. Their style drew from a wide variety of influences, including blues, psychedelia, and folk music. After changing their name from the New Yardbirds, Led Zeppelin signed a deal with Atlantic Records that offered them considerable artistic freedom. Although the group were initially unpopular with critics, they achieved significant commercial success. Led Zeppelin are widely considered one of the most successful, innovative, and influential rock groups in history. They are one of the best-selling music artists in the history of audio recording. Various sources estimate the group's record sales at 2 to 300 million units worldwide, with RIAA certified sales of 111.5 million units. They are the second best-selling band in the US. They were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1995. The museum's biography of the band states that they were as influential during the 70s as the Beatles were during the 60s. Okay, that's the band info. Now, formation of the song. Dazed and Confused. Dazed and Confused was written by American singer-songwriter Jake Holmes in 1967 and performed in a folk rock style. I wonder if this is the version of it that I heard. Although some concluded that it was about a bad acid trip, Holmes insists the lyrics refer to the effects of a girl's indecision on ending a relationship. You make me feel like a mouse when you act like a cat. I bet you this is the version that I heard. That same year, the Yardbirds reworked it with a new arrangement. It soon became a centerpiece of their tours and was produced by guitarist Jimmy Page. Dazed and Confused was further adapted by Page's new group for their debut album, Led Zeppelin. It became a signature song and concert staple for much of the group's career. According to Led Zeppelin's bassist, John Paul Jones, the first time he heard the song was at the band's first rehearsal session in London in 1968, and I quote, "Jimmy played us the riffs at the first rehearsal and said, 'This is a number I want us to do.' Page recorded the song in one take with a Telecaster and violin bow. Violin bow. That's the sound that I was trying to, like that scratching sound that I was describing. It's a violin bow on his guitar. Okay, sorry, I keep reading. Singer Robert Plant's vocal is raw and powerful, delivered with unrelenting passion. Other than the lyrics and vocal, the song remained very similar to that performed by the Yardbirds. It's got the walking bass line, paranoid lyrics, and an overall spooky sound. Yeah, they say spooky, I said haunting. Okay. Dazed and Confused was performed on every Led Zeppelin concert tour, up to and including their 1975 show at Earl's Court. Yeah, you guys have sent me quite a number of requests for their Earl's Court live renditions. I'll get to those too. A live version of Dazed and Confused, recorded July 1973 at Madison Square Gardens, was featured in the Led Zeppelin concert film The Song Remains the Same. Yes, I did a reaction to the Rain song from this. Excellent. With the bowed guitar section used as the soundscape for Page's fantasy sequence. Okay. Yeah. The version of the accompanying soundtrack clocked in at 29 minutes and 22 seconds. I have to check out that reaction just to see what he's doing with that bow. Dazed and Confused is considered by many to be one of Led Zeppelin's best songs. So that is intro to the band and song facts about the song. So sorry, let me just go back to the original writer here, Jake Holmes, in 1967. I just have to do a reference check to see in my mind if that was what I heard when I was a kid. And I remember that line about, I feel like a mouse because you're acting like a cat. If it's in that version, then that's the version that I heard when I was a kid. Or I'll just call my pops. I think that he'll probably remember. All right. Yeah, man, this is a masterful rendition of this song. These guys, and we're going back, this is 68, 69? And again, I know I keep saying this, but I'm blown away simply from the fact that this kind of sound and quality is coming from a bunch of 20-something-year-old kids. I mean, I think the singer is the youngest one. He was 19 or 20 here, delivering this powerful vocal rendition of this song. And everybody else, they were, I don't think anyone in there was older than 25, So these young guys coming over from England, just breaking out of their teens, creating such masterful work is one of the things that stuns me the most. Now, okay, times were different back then, and I know that times now, record companies have more control over an artist's creative leeway, because it was saying here that Led Zeppelin had considerable creative range. So maybe 20-year-olds of today are capable of creating wonderful music like this, but they're maybe not allowed to. Let me know about that, because a number of you have made comments about this indicating that it isn't so much the creative element. The creative element is still there, but it's what's allowed. And maybe that's the case. But in any case, I'm impressed as hell just from the fact that a bunch of 20-year-olds can come together and create this masterful power signature of a song. And obviously it has stood the test of time, because you're not going to introduce too many songs to me that's better than this one where it comes to rock and roll. And so yeah, man, my impression of this song, 5 out of 5. It's top in my mind, and it's blowing me away just as much as all the other Led Zeppelin tracks that I've heard so far. This one is unique in the sense is that it's a very, very strong and mighty power song. It's a powerful rock and roll song. It's not necessarily a blues remake. It's just a very powerful rock and roll song. So far, what I've listened to have been the cover of blues and kind of more like in the Rain song, more of a classic art or acoustic rendition. It still had some thunder in it, but this is definitely what I call a classic, hard-hitting rock and roll song, and it's the first. Well, no, it isn't the first. I've heard rock and roll. I've heard Black Dog. I've heard immigrant songs. So those are powerful songs, and they're not necessarily steeped in blues too. But I've already knew those songs before this body of work. So now that I'm looking below the surface of that iceberg, as I describe it, I'm now discovering this massive body of work. You know, pulling that curtain behind their conventional hits and seeing these songs now is what's blowing my mind and overwhelming me. Anyway, man, I get off of that trip. So 5 out of 5. I'm impressed. I'm blown away. I shouldn't be surprised because I was warned by a lot of you that this song would knock my head off, and it has, man. It definitely has. So what I'm gonna do from now on, here on in, especially specifically for Patreon, is I'm focusing on 3 supergroups at the moment: Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, and Rush. And for Patreon, I'm going to do, I would say, about 1 or 2 reactions for each supergroup per week. So, for example, you're getting this song today, expect another Led Zeppelin reaction in within a week's time, and exclusively for Patreon. So let me know what your requests are, what your, and I'll go with that. And remember, where Led Zeppelin is concerned, I am basically starting from the very beginning and working my way through. I'm personally choosing to do that only because some of these blues songs have been covers of stuff that I remember as a kid that my dad had in his collection. So it's kind of like a nostalgic trip for me as well. So it's a personal thing. So I want to go through their entire catalog. So starting where Led Zeppelin is concerned, starting from the beginning. Where Rush and Pink Floyd are concerned, I don't know their work at all. And so you can give me requests and recommendations, and maybe I'll skip about. But with Led Zeppelin, I'm going to be a little bit more constructive from beginning to end, and you know the reasons why. So that's my reaction, man. Dazed and Confused, Led Zeppelin. When I'm in a state of overwhelm, my tongue doesn't work very well. You can tell, right? So thanks for joining me, man. Thanks for joining and being a part of my Patreon community. And your requests will be administered to a lot faster. You have a little bit more priority than, of course, if, let's say, it was just another random reaction on YouTube, because it's thousands of requests now, right? So we're a small community, and will always be a lot smaller than YouTube or Vimeo. So your requests, at some point in time, I will get to them. I know that. So thanks for joining me, man. This was a fabulous song. Thank you for everybody who recommended it to me, and I look forward to doing more reactions. And look for another Led Zeppelin reaction coming here within another week's time. Have a great day, and I'll catch you in the other reaction. Peace out.